What up, everybody? And welcome to the actual seventh episode of the All About Life podcast. Because last week your boy was sick because, like I said last week, a nigga has a vitamin D deficiency, so I gotta go outside and try to get in the sun. And consequently, when it fucking, gets kind of, rainy or whatever, I have to sit out there for the sun or I'll be like real sad. I genuinely I have a low vitamin zinc count. So yeah, it's been a lot of soup, a lot of fucking soup. I'm lying. I ain't no soup. It's been a lot of just sitting down, having a couple vitamins, but a lot of just chilling. It's kind of like just thinking about what I wanted to talk about this week. Nothing really, sports wise, I thought shit happened, but I wanted to come in here and talk about something that's been kind of irritating me for a while now. I think because I see it on social media all the time, because I have, you obviously on social media, you have, everybody's there. Every generation is present. Boomers, baby boomers, millennials, Gen Zs, Gen X, all of those, every one of us is all present. We're all communicating with each other. So the way I see it, all of us together is what makes society. And if we flow together harmoniously, we would have a better society, right? Like we would have a lot of things would be just even in the pandemic, right? Had the younger people gave a fuck about the older people and vice versa, the older people would stop blaming the younger people. Things would have been a little bit better, right? I want to talk about the generational disconnect. Why does that? What is it like with generations that makes them less tolerable, people who may or may not be born around the time? Let's say niggas who are boomers, they don't fuck with you unless you know how to do the twist, right? Gen X kids don't fuck with you unless you know how to do a Fortnite emote. It's weird and it's annoying because it's in itself, it's another argument of why do humans like to differentiate themselves so much, right? Our differentiation, it goes from human to human, race to race, generation to generation, phone to phone, because niggas like Androids and niggas like iPhones and they think they better than each other. Differentiation, people like to be different. They like to stand out because I ain't like these niggas over here. See, my generation cool because we listened to this and we did that and we wore this and I want to talk about all of that because it's so annoying to me, man, because it has to flow properly, but we're all so arrogant. We're all drinking that fucking liquid arrogance, my nigga. Everybody is drinking it. I feel like because of this generational gap, this general gap. I feel like because of this, people have lost compassion and understanding and the will to have either of them, right? Like I said earlier, during the pandemic, young niggas was like, hey, look, if this take my grandma out, she lived a fruit and hearty life, all right? She had 80 good old years in this bitch. Niggas was still going out. They didn't care. Young people still was going out. Old people was still blaming young people for everything, even though kind of old people or middle-aged people were still doing the same thing, right? A lot of people lost compassion, and you can see it because everybody think they better than each other. Everybody. And okay, so what the problems, they call us, even when they call us soft, we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot as a generation. My generation, the millennials, they call the millennials soft because we we express our feelings. We express essentially our discontent with how our, and let me preface this first. Actually, this is not specifically about anything that goes on in my life. This is a general, broad statement of a generation. So nobody take anything oh, he talk about me. But if the shoe fits, wear it, But I'm not talking about nobody. I'm not talking about nobody specifically because that's not what I do. That's not really, there's no point. right? This is not the fucking Wendy Williams show. I'm not about to air my fucking laundry out. I'm not a gossipy motherfucker. But, you know, a lot of us have been through a lot. Like, a lot of them, we don't, like, a lot of I can tell you firsthand experience. Firsthand. Like, dead ass, a lot of my friends don't got daddies. A lot of them niggas do not know who their dads are. They don't have them niggas in their lives. They seen a picture of them when they was like 2, and that nigga they got to skip and on past that, right? A lot of my friends have been through abusive ass households where like they're getting beat, or even worse, the parents don't even listen to their kids. Well, ain't nothing worse than getting beat, but the parents don't listen. Or even worse, they getting beat, right? So you got parents that minimize your feelings, minimize like everything that you're going through because you're younger. Because they can't, like, oh, when I was young, well, now I gotta pay bills. Like, well, yeah, nigga, I'm sorry for that, but like that doesn't delegitimize what I'm going through. Because you pay bills doesn't mean you don't have the right to like understand. Like, I was lucky enough, like, for my mom to kind of understand me sometimes, like, you know, but some parents, they don't understand their kids. It's an emotional abuse a lot of times, because like when you, maybe not that, but like there's emotional abuse of calling your kids names, things of that nature that you might have grown up with, but them kids, bro, it's different. It's different. Everybody isn't receptive to the same things that you do. And like I said, we've been through a lot. So yeah, some stuff just kind of annoys us. Like, it really does. And I can't really say, I can say that we're softer. I can say that we're more in tune with our emotions, instead of just kind of like eating it and like goes, well, that was a thing. Like, that was a thing where my, like, I don't know, just a random example, not me specific, but like, okay, let's say like a parent beats a child, like, and he beat them bad, like he beat them lacerations, you know, like, cause I've seen that where the dude was talking about it and he was so distraught because it's like, it still hurts me. Like, he still cry about it to this day. Like, he a comedian or whatever, but you can see it in his face, like how traumatized he was. And he tried to laugh it through, but that type of abuse, you might like, okay, in the 60s parents might have slapped the shit out of you in the 70s and 80s, but that doesn't mean you go and do that onto another. You can find a way, basically, like, you can find like a I don't know, bro. I guess a way. I don't know, bro. It's just so much. Like, it's honestly, I have so much to say about it, and it may sound like I'm so sidetracked or whatever, but it's just so much that I have to say, because I know so many people from my generation that are feeling discontent with the older generation and they're not listening. So I'm just gonna keep going with everything. Like, okay. Another thing is, okay, and it bothers me, is that parents, and not all of them, I'm not saying, like, don't think of me as saying this as, I just want to sit at home all day, right? So when you're 18, a lot of kids don't really know what the fuck they want to do. They really don't know, because school isn't helpful. It might have been helpful for you guys. Like, your lives are completely different from ours, and that's what we're trying to get you guys to understand, is that your lives are inherently different. Everything from cost to inflation, right, to culture is different. When you were 18 and we threw, you know, your parents from the 60s threw you out, your houses were still 20, 40 bands. That's two niggas working at Mickey D's. That's two niggas at Mickey D's. That is two niggas. It's not like that here anymore. You can get a house for $20,000. You just gonna have to do a fucking crib walk around bullets every day flying at you, nigga. Our cost of living is high. I didn't mean to bang that table. Absolute table bang, nigga. But our cost of living is high. Everything is not the same, my nigga. You can't get a steak for 25 cents no more. It be old niggas trying to tell me, you get a steak for 75 cents. Well, guess what, bitch? It's $79 now for a filet mignon, my nigga. Yeah, it's rough out here. So it's completely and utterly fucking different. It's different. So when you kick a kid out at 18 in this era, you might be sending somebody to a literal death. Like, the strong will survive. Okay, my brother, well, he was the type of nigga, and not to you, he's the type of person that he don't sit at the house. You will never see that nigga sitting in the house that his parents was in. Never. He wasn't like that. He always wanted to get the fuck out. But everybody isn't like that. Everybody doesn't have those tools. Like, that nigga is a networker. You know what I'm saying? He get around. He's a hard worker. But everybody don't have that set inside of them. So when you sending some of these 18-year-old niggas out here, they have no clue what to do. No clue. Like, we don't go, like, I was in college, my nigga, I was 18. I was like, I want to be a computer scientist. I want to make video games. Nigga, them bitches don't even go together. It's graphic design. My dumb ass thought I could go into computer science and be a video game nigga. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I was going to fuck around and do it. Them niggas was like, you are sadly mistaken. I was like, oh, okay. Well, it's like, no, you came here to make computers, nigga. I was like, I did? I'm not here to make video games? I was like, whose man's is this? Why is he in this class? I'm a marketing manager now, nigga. No. So we all don't know what the fuck we want to do at 18. We don't. You really don't. You have no concept. So when you throw some of these kids out, they don't know what the fuck they doing. They don't know. But then you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing wrong with if they overstay their welcome. You know what I'm saying? But when you throw it into this climate, into this market, these times, bro, like, nigga, chips are flying up. I'm a fat nigga. I am seeing the inflation firsthand. I'm a fat nigga. I learned about inflation? Through chips, through fucking Lay's, my nigga. When I was a kid, they used to be $1. And all of a sudden now, these motherfuckers have gone up to $1.10, $1.30. I've seen it go all the way up. I've seen the inflation, dog. I've seen that shit. It's literally so bad we notice it as a generation, and we all knew it. We all were seeing the effects of inflation. Our economy, our housing market, dude. Look at what we're going through right now. We're going through a global pandemic. We're going through all these things. We've been through world wars. We've been through nuclear threats. We have phones that show us niggas getting murdered. We have a different, I could open my phone up and go on usacrime.com right now and watch somebody get their heart ripped out. The world that we live in is different. I'm not saying that shit didn't happen, but the way we process it and everything is different. So when you think that you're throwing somebody else out into a situation that you yourself have been into, when it's 20 years later, everything changes. The world does not. And that, again, this is another problem that I'm going to get into right now. But a lot of you niggas, you guys think that the world just fucking stops. You think the world stops at whatever your peak happiness was. Like, you niggas in the 90s think that everything is still in the 90s. Like, it's not. We're not boom shakalaka. We're not Running Manning anymore, dude. It's a different period of time. It's different. They do that shit with basketball. They do that shit with music. They push us down. They don't listen to us. Y'all make fun of us. You niggas supposed to be we get made fun of by our friends' parents, basically. We're being made fun of for putting color in our hair, which you niggas did. Y'all making fun of us for having people who are expressing themselves. Mind you, you niggas had Prince. You guys act like nothing that we do, y'all do. And y'all disconnect yourselves from us. Y'all don't give us no game. The old rappers don't come in, hey man, don't sign that deal, nigga. Oh, well, they gonna sign the same deal I did because they getting $350,000 more than me. They still getting trapped into the same deal as you, dickhead. So why don't you go and tell this nigga that he's getting fucked over? Just tell him, just help him. But you guys don't. You guys peak in whatever year you want, and anything that goes against anything in that period, you guys will not fuck with it. You won't. Like, okay. Prime example. Y'all say stuff like we fast. We fast. We non-monogamous. Guess who we learned that from? A lot of us seen our parents with different. Not me. Let me say that. Okay. Let me just say that. But a lot of parents was out here in the streets, nigga. A lot of parents had a lot of different partners, and I'm not gonna say specific. It's not gender specific. It's not. It's literally not gender specific. It has nothing to do with man or woman. When y'all niggas in the 60s and 70s, they had an actual image, like a family image. You niggas in the 90s fucked it up. Okay? Not to point fingers, but you niggas in the 90s fucked that shit up. Okay, the nightclubbing, the gang banging, all of that shit that y'all niggas put on and it's popular that y'all are throwing back at us somehow. You guys started it. You guys did that stuff. You guys did that. But y'all had a whole family image that y'all came from, and we didn't. We seen our parents doing whatever they wanted to do. So guess what that translates into? As I believe personally, it's subconsciously burned into their minds when you see single parent, because your mom gonna be dating niggas, your dad gonna be dating bitches. They're gonna be dating other people. You're not seeing a monogamous, committed relationship growing up. A lot of people don't see that. They see 7 different uncles. You feel me? They got 7 different uncles, 8 different uncles. Oh, that's Unc rah. Like, nah, man. We know what's going on. You can, like, look at the memes. My nigga, oh, what's that dude? That light-skinned nigga. There's a light-skinned nigga on Instagram. And he's like that. Like, he put up the funny-ass little relatable shit. You can just see how many dudes was relating to, like, how many dudes and women was relating to seeing their parents come home with different people. So when you say, yeah, y'all fast, that's because they don't see no family at home. You niggas want us to portray these things that y'all didn't do. You guys didn't do these things. Prime example, hip hop, going right back into it. J. Cole was on YBN Corday's nuts about the young rappers. And what did YBN Corday do? YBN Corday dropped a song that said, old niggas. Please take a listen. And what did it say? It said, you guys do not do anything for us. You guys were the ones that left us behind. You guys were the ones that was wrapped up in the drugs. You guys were the ones that were wrapped up in the rampant abuse. But y'all want us to turn around and expect us to just be like, hey man, all is forgiven. We should just listen to you just because you older than us. It don't work like that. Our generation, I'm going to tell y'all right now, my generation is built off of the personal, interpersonal respect that you are giving to me. I don't give a fuck what you did for 37 niggas on the east side of Detroit. What are you doing to me? If you treat them niggas like royalty and you treat me like shit, you think I'm supposed to respect you? Do you honestly, but because we're younger, they don't think. They think, well, they just don't have no choice, right? Like, do you honestly, genuinely think, and this is not a rant, it's genuine logic. Do you honestly think that if you're not leading by example, that we should follow you? How would we be able to follow you? Okay, how? How do you expect us to follow you if you don't raise us in the manner that you want us to be in, right? You want, like, okay, prime example, I don't know what the show, I can't remember. It's one of them Oprah gave that one lady a show. I don't remember her name. She's the not on my watch lady. And one day she had a lady, mom, you could tell she was probably, her prime 20 years, like her 21 through, or like 18 to 30. Her years was like in the 90s, like the early 2000s. And she had a son. And this man, and this ain't gender, it's not gender, like I said, it's not gender specific, it has nothing to do with that. And she basically was like, I don't respect my son. I don't respect him at all. He's not the man that I wanted him to be. He talked back to me, he do blah, 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 right? And they get down to it, the guy is a really respectful dude. The guy's a really genuine guy. He's a really nice man. He's not the man that she wanted and raised. She wanted to, but she never raised him to be that man. She was not there and present to give, and his father wasn't there to be the man that she envisioned him to be. So he has no one to look at. Zero male influence, zero parental influence in that echelon. But you expect this nigga to act and move in a certain way that would make you happy. And that's not cool, dude. That's not cool. That's not okay. And then the lady was like, so how you expect him to move like that if you didn't provide that way for him? And she was like, I don't know. And that's exactly how I think a lot of you old niggas think too. And I think you guys think, well, you supposed to be this way. You supposed to have a job, a car, through the economy that we shitted on. Like, nigga, you niggas fucked up the economy, right? Right? Because firstly, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing old versus young, but who's allowed to be in Congress? Old niggas, right? Who's like a lot of the Senate, old niggas. A lot of the senators, old niggas. The only niggas that really be young be city council niggas like that. Even in a political scale, you niggas run everything, but you blaming us. You like, how y'all can't get off in this economy? Nigga, can you afford the 2 Escalades you be having? You know, nobody specific. I just be saying shit because you know them niggas in the 2000s was really out here flexing. They was flaunting. But guess what? You fucked the economy up for the rest of us. Congratulations, assholes. You niggas like, bro, they give us no guidance, but they want us to be these fucking people. And they're like, well, we did it. You did it under the guise of a better economy than what we have, nigga. Unless you was a Great Depression baby, and that just means you're fucking dead by now. You would be dead by now. Unless you were one of them niggas, you don't have the right to complain. Like, I've seen a recession. I've seen like 2 recessions in my life and a pandemic. Come on, man. Don't try to tell me we haven't been through things, and we delegitimize. And that's what I be talking about. But you want us to respect you, but y'all don't put the platform down for any of us. You guys don't put the platform down. You don't let us be a part of it. I'm not saying a young president would be the moves, but our old niggas be sending young people in the war all the time because they don't have to go in. Right? Like, people are easy. It's prone. We go to war, right? Because politicians are they always say, well, we should go to war. Like, like I remember when the nigga was the old dude was basically like, yeah, we want to we want to control all of Syria's airspace, right, from the Russians, because that's vital, especially in wars like World War I and II. If you control the air, you have a lot better chance to drop in supplies, drop bombs on enemies, raid ship, right? You can get in with behind lines with paratroopers, etc. So this asshole just thinks that if we just send our boys in and fucking cannon fodder them, like Putin is doing in the Ukraine, because he's old and 80 years old and brittle and doesn't have to suit the fuck up with a gun in his hand. Like, yeah, he looks tough, but can he do what the young niggas are doing every day? These young Russian niggas are walking through marshes and trenches with fucking bullshit GPSs, stopping by, excuse me, Mr. Ukrainian, do you know where the city of Kiev is? And he's just like a fucking guy telling me what to do. Do you understand? Do you think that old nigga could do what they're doing? No, he can't. He can't do what they're doing because he's older, but he's sending them into war. Old people have, like, you have no, like, that. It's not just old people. What I'm saying is, when you aren't the driver, it's not your generation, when you're not looking around and it's not old niggas on the battlefield, it's different. It's different. It's easier to send niggas into war because they're young, they're spry. Who gives a fuck? Tomorrow it'll be 1,500 more niggas that turn 18 that we can go draft. Right? Like, the life we live, bro, it's probably a rant a little bit, but I still know where I am. I'm saying, like, you guys set us up for failure. You guys set us up for failure in every facet and will not let us into any part of it. but you condemn us at every turn, man. I'm telling you, like, bro, like sports, dude. It's in sports. You guys complain. You guys can't even let us watch LeBron versus Curry. You guys bitched and moaned so much during our arc of finals that we could have remembered. This is mid because I remember when Michael Jordan would sweep teams and it was amazing because 4 games in the finals is fun. Like LeBron going to 7 games, blocking niggas, Kyrie hitting threes and shit, and you fucking old head niggas are still talking about Michael Jordan. Y'all can't let nobody have y'all like they shine because he's attacking your childhood hero. Y'all niggas be like, no, he's attacking the 90s and Michael Jordan and Mikey Jordan is my daddy. You niggas are so annoying. It's so annoying. We like, bro, if you don't like the music, you just don't like the music. If you don't like the sports, you don't like the sports. But stop harassing us and telling us, oh, well, our sports was better. No, it wasn't. It's like, you look at it, like even from an unbiased view, fucking nothing devolves, bro. All the sports have evolved from diets to fucking to schedules to private jets to non-commercial to contracts. Stop complaining. You guys complain so much that it's not like your era. Enjoy the fucking ride, bro. That's why no generation wants to listen to especially the younger ones. Cause we don't want to listen to y'all if y'all not going, bro. If I pull out some shit and y'all look at it and be like, that shit whack, I'm not gonna fuck with y'all niggas no more. And it be like niggas from the 70s and shit, like, bro. If we show you a good sporting game and you ruin and you complain about it because it's not good, it's not 70s football. Like 70s football, throw a football at a wide receiver and the safety can hit him before the ball come. How was that fun? How was it fun watching running backs just absolutely run power like it's the 70s? Nigga, I played in high school on a team with a nigga that was with a head coach that was stuck in the 70s, nigga. I love him to death. But nigga, we powered our way into a state championship and lost. We had a wide receiver that was in the NFL and we didn't throw that nigga a single ball. Granted, we had 2 All-American receivers or All-American running backs. We have 4 great receivers with a great quarterback and we chose not to use it because we stuck in a way. You can't get people to respect you if you're going to stick to your way and not listen to anybody else. It's not fair. It's not fair. Like, even clothes. You niggas bitch at us about clothes. We don't wear tight clothes. Bro, you guys have Prince. You guys have Prince. Older generations, you have Prince. You have men who are androgynous. So the newer guys that you're seeing are taking the inspiration from, you guessed it. Bitch, you guessed it. Y'all. This is not me reprimanding you. This is me telling you. This is an observation. Observe. Sit back and look. Don't opinion. I sit back and look. That's how I know these things. I'm like, damn, dude. These guys are so on our asses about every fashion statement we make, yet you guys inspired. Especially the 90s people. Well, we didn't have our asses out. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, ladies. I see that in the comments. They go, yeah, well, we might have been a shitty generation, but at least we respected ourselves. I'm like, that made no fucking sense, huh? Like, they literally admit, like, the 90s and them, you guys know you guys fucked up. You guys know you guys have the generational disconnect, and it started with you guys. You started with you guys and your arrogance. And you guys know that. But you know what? At least you guys can save face on having a little bit, I guess longer dresses, huh? Right? Congratulations. We're explaining to you guys how upset we are. And you guys are telling us, well, at least we can wear clothes. You guys literally shit on like our artists who are in different industries, my nigga. These are black men in the fashion industry that are heterosexual males that aren't a typecast to a industry that is predominantly and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's predominantly dominated by homosexual men. Like, fashion is that's their game, man. They really know how to dress. Like, that's why I want a gay friend, because I really need to learn how to dress, bro. Like really. And like we make fun of these guys for doing that. We make fun of these niggas for stepping out of the box. Yeah, like I get it. Like Russell Westbrook ended up like at the Met Gala looking like the fucking nutcracker with a basketball game at 4:00. I get it. He looks stupid. But at least he was exploring himself. And you know what, bro? Nigga didn't look like he just changing sides, switching sides, or flitting or nothing like that, bro. He was just doing what he wanted to do. Yet and still, old niggas had this feeling of, oh yeah, well you guys dress weird. Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's 2022. 20 years ago, you niggas were listening to Cameron, and what was Cameron wearing? Baby pink fur coats, fur boots. These niggas was the pink diplomats, my nigga, and they made it work. They made it work, right? We make it work, but y'all niggas don't want to give us that credit. And it's so irritating, man. You guys had like, and then the niggas 10 years before them niggas was wearing overalls with flat tops that weren't even buttoned up on both sides. It was doing a running man with Timbs on. And y'all talking about us with them baggy ass clothes y'all can jump out of a fucking plane and don't even need a parachute with them long ass jeans. Niggas out there was wearing ankle jean shorts. Jean shorts that come to your ankles. What? Hold on, one more time. What? What? Ankle shorts. Ankle jeans, nigga. Don't do that. Bro, as a fat nigga coming up, bro, in the 2000s, bro, do you know how hard it was to put clothes on? Because it was like twigs in there, anorexic looking niggas walking in buying 4 or 5Xs to look stupid. To literally do like the fucking A-Town stump so they clothes will look baggy, bro. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, bro. Y'all way of life wasn't even like feasible to y'allselves. Like fat niggas was like out of clothes back then. Everywhere. So don't even try to tell me that y'all was dressing better. The problem is, bro, is everybody just thinks that they're better. That's what I think that the genuine issue is that everybody think they shit don't stink. But I think one generation really, really publicized that their shit didn't stink. But everybody thinks their shit don't stink. Like I said earlier in the pod, I was saying like people like to differentiate themselves. And a good way to do that is generations. Why? Because everything is different. Generation to generation, things change. I mean, there might be inspiration. Like you can see there's inspiration from the 2000s right now in the 2020s. Like the early 2000s, late 90s, grunge is coming back, right? The hard style look, the emo look, all that shit. Like the niggas who used to dance and do like Melbourne hard style, that's coming back. Those E-bitches are coming back, right? Like, it's there's aspects that'll always be there, but it will always be inherently different. At every time, generations change, and it's a great way to differentiate yourself from these guys because, like, okay, the 60s can say, well, we listen to music that the actual artist made organically with every instrument. Right? Because now a lot of the music is synthesized and it's samples and it's usually beats. It's usually boom bap over an already completed structured beat. Right? Everything is different. But I feel like if we stop differentiating, if we just stop, and it's such a hard thing to do, bro. People have brand loyalty, brand association, product association. These motherfuckers will like fight other niggas because like they have like Adidas on. Like, hey bro, why you on my turf with Adidas on? Like, nigga, what? It's Adidas. It's a fucking clothing company. I have to wear clothes. I'm not allowed to wear clothes now. Like, that's the era we live in. Of people who think they're special. And like I said, I keep saying it, all of us think we're fucking special. But I honestly think that each and every generation is genuinely special. Like I listen to my grandma all the time because all her stories, like even of her like being able to her and her family buying property and having like a fucking lake. Like, I'm like, wait, my grandma just said that. I'm talking about somebody who was in the civil rights era and as a child had a lake had a lake home. I said, what the fuck? A cottage? Y'all niggas had a cottage in Canada? But then I'm like, that makes sense because it's Canada, right? Like older people have really, like my grandpa had a really interesting story about, God rest his soul. When he was at one of the big three, he had something to do with window wipers, and he had it patented. But one of the companies tried to take it under his nose, and instead of taking money, what he did was he got like a whole busload of black people and told them niggas to employ them, and he was solely responsible for putting a lot of niggas in that company in itself. Like, these are people that are groundbreaking, that can tell us everything under the sun, but they can't work a phone, so it's annoying as hell. Like, my grandma has so many, like, stories that are so interesting, but she can't work a phone, so sometimes I get irritated. Like, that's why I don't even want to hear it. But, like, if we could, so I'm guilty of it sometimes. Everybody has a story. My mom has stories my dad has stories. My brother has stories from the 2000s that I listen to. Like, every generation has a great, the 70s people. Everyone, every decade has something different. So I just think we all need to kind of be harmonious and genuinely flow, because we can pass down knowledge to each other. And that's a vital practice. When you look at the old world, we lost a lot of the old world, and this is not super far off, but we lost a lot of the old world because of our not non-commitments, but our way of passing down information, right? Word of mouth, things of that nature. And a lot of times when those people got conquered, we lost those experiences, those lessons, the things that they learned, their philosophies. And each generation has philosophies and things that can learn and can pass down that are actually genuinely interesting things. And I think that if we all took a second to listen to each other, it would be so much better, right? And so that's my conclusion on that topic that I wanted to talk about, honestly. But yeah, bro, I got this one done early because I know I'm going to have to go and painfully watch Game 7 versus the Lightning. I know that's coming. And it's so disappointing because the Leafs are so terrible. The NHL also does really bad with their marketing. I saw the Game 7 commercial, and it's fucking bland as fuck. Just like every other commercial, just like their playoff marketing was terrible, because they did that one song from like 2004 from Madden, and that shit is garbage. That's why the NHL has really bad marketing, because they have things that are very, very forgetful. I only remember it because I played Madden, and that was it. If I'm like a young kid, I'm like, I have no idea what song just came on. I have no idea what's happening. No one's telling me anything. They're just playing the song and skating around and scoring goals. I don't know who our target audience is, but it's not all of us. So can we all, just, I don't know, fucking try NHL? Can we fucking try one time to market something? I don't even care if we make it, but I had to get everything done before the NHL playoff Game 7. That shit is crucial. Okay? Crucial. And also, I guess, interestingly enough, I can see why now people are saying that Ja Morant is not an MVP, and it's not because of his play, but it's because the Grizzlies literally can function without this man. I think they're like something like 22-3 without that dude, bro. They don't need him. But it just shows you, like, if he could just get a jump shot, dude, and facilitate a little better, man, that guy would be out of this world. But he's not. He's an athletic Russell Westbrook, but he needs to get a jumper, because he's going to get older and he's going to slow down. And it's better if he starts working on it now when he's younger than to be painfully trying to learn how to shoot when he's older in the league. And now his minutes are being cut literally significantly because he can't do, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he should probably start doing that now. So yeah, sorry about last week. I genuinely was sick, and the roof of my mouth still fucking hurts right now. It's been painful to talk this whole time. It burns, but I love you guys. And I wanted to show you guys I'm not done. I don't give a fuck if I got low interaction. I don't give a fuck if I be the only nigga here listening to myself. I do not give a goddamned fuck. I'm going to keep podding because I am happy with it. It helps me because, nigga, I got so many thoughts in my mind. And, like, I just, like, coming in here to talk, bro, it genuinely just feels like talking to yourself out loud. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to get some guests, see how niggas schedules and shit work out. But I'm glad. I hope one of you niggas listened this far in. If you didn't, whatever, fuck y'all niggas. But if you did, I love y'all and I will see y'all next week. This will be uploaded and this will be uploaded on time. All right, take care.